Hi, I'm Christy Bilbrey. Thanks for watching today. I'm going to be talking about how to get more leads in your business because if you're like most businesses, you want more leads. And I'm always surprised by how many businesses I see that are not using what I'm about to show you because it's actually really easy to put into place, and when it's done well, it will be a leads machine for your business. Imagine with me for a moment that you have a salesperson who works for you 24/7, who always targets the right leads, and they don't even need to be added to your payroll. Sounds amazing, right? Well, that is what we're going to be setting up today in your business, and no bots required. This is called an irresistible freebie. It's called an irresistible freebie because it's going to either hit on a pain point or a desire that your absolute favorite customer is thinking about or feeling and trying to find in that moment. So what the heck is this? A freebie is defined as any piece of free digital content that is given out to someone in exchange for their email address. So you are trying to get more leads and they're trying to get really great answers for things that they are looking for right now. This freebie, this irresistible freebie piece of content that you are creating can take all sorts of different forms. Here are a few different types of freebies that you could create for your audience. It could be a worksheet. It could be a cheat sheet. It could be a do's and don'ts list. It could be a tutorial, either a PDF or a video tutorial. It could be an ebook. It could be a guide that walks them through a process, a spreadsheet, a pretty or witty printable if you're an artist or a blogger or a graphic designer or whatever else that you would be on the creative side. It could be a free webinar. It could be a free template. The options are pretty much endless. So those are some ideas of what this piece of content could be. But before you get to that, you first need to figure out what is the question that you are going to answer for your audience. And before you even get into that, you really need to know who your ideal buyer persona is. I have a whole other video on this, and actually if you click the link below, I have an irresistible freebie for you on how to identify and create your ideal persona, because that's really the foundation of all marketing. So you need to know who is the person that you absolutely love to work with the most. They get the most benefits from working with you, even though I'm sure whatever you make or offer could be enjoyed, used by anyone. You really remember, if you speak to everyone, you're speaking to no one. So you want something, like I said at the beginning, that is going to really tap into a struggle, a pain point, or a desire of your audience. So not everybody has the same desires and the same pain points. You need to focus on one person. So that's the starting point for everything. So you can always click the link below and check that out to get started. Once you know who your ideal buyer persona is, then you need to figure out what struggles they have early on. Like, what are they searching for before they ever get to you? Because everybody's Googling answers to their problems, right? So how are you supposed to figure out, well, what would be the perfect irresistible freebie for my ideal client? Well, there are a few ways that you can go about this. One, do you have an FAQ? Could be on your website, could just be things that you remember that when you have sales conversations or conversations with clients early on, what are they always asking you about? There might be something preliminary before they actually buy from you, or something that they really, really need so that they can buy from you. That is something that's great. And if you're thinking, well, how do I make sure whatever I think my FAQ is that speaks to people the most, or that everybody asks, how do I really make sure that resonates with a lot of my audience, a broader audience? There's a couple of ways you can do that. Start Googling it. So when you think of, okay, what is that FAQ? Start typing it into a Google search or a YouTube search. And even before you finish typing it, see what pops up as other options for similar searches. What are those other searches that you may not have thought of that people are looking for when it comes to that topic? Okay, so that's great. Then start clicking on a few of those search results. And when you go there, start looking. Like, it'll probably bring up blog posts, It'll probably bring up YouTube videos, and you can click into those and go down to the bottom where the comments are and see what people are saying. A lot of times people will ask more questions because maybe it didn't really address their core question, or they give some very specific answer about how that really, really helped them. That's what you want to find. What are people looking for and finding this the most helpful, or what are they looking for and they're not getting the answers to, and you can tell they're frustrated. That relates to what you offer. So Google searches are great. You can also go to social media accounts for whoever your biggest competitors are or industry leaders for what you do. They're most likely, if they're competing with you, they're probably talking about similar topics as what you offer. And so you can go into their posts and again, look at the comments. What are people saying that they're struggling with or they're looking for? That is what you're looking for. Keep some tally marks to see, okay, these are the ones that seem to come up over and over and over again that I could totally create a piece of content about. And that's what you want to find. What is the question that you want to answer that you know your perfect client would say, oh my gosh, yes, I want that. So let's take me as an example. If your business, if you're a food blogger, maybe what you sell is a cookbook, but you don't approach new people and say, hey, I'm Susan, do you want to buy my cookbook? Just like you don't ask someone to marry you on the first date, or if you do, that's pretty rare. So what do? If you're Susan, the food blogger, then you might say, I can give you 10 recipes that are 5 ingredient recipes for dinners that your family will love. And if you're someone like me, you think, okay, that sounds pretty great, Susan. Let's see what I think of that. So I give Susan my email address. She sends me those 10 recipes. I go through them and I think, this Susan knows what she's talking about. I like that. I want to check out more of her content. And then a few emails later, she says, hey, if you like that, I've got this great cookbook for $19.95, whatever. So this is a great type of lead magnet. You want something that gives your audience a really quick win. So you don't want to give them something that's going to be super intense where they're going to think, oh, I know I need that, but I don't have time to go through 100 of something. I want something quick, something I can put into place and get a result. So that is really what helps make something irresistible. So once you've done that research, you know exactly this is the question I'm going to answer with my freebie. Now it's time to create it. So what do? Well, if you're like me, I am not a graphic designer, so I go to canva.com. Why do I care? Why does it need to be some spiffy graphic design program? Because if all you're doing is giving someone wall-to-wall text, there's no white space, there's no color, there's no imagery, no bullets or numbered text, nothing to break it up, it's really hard on the eyes. And even though they might be really interested, you have to make it engaging visually so that it keeps their eyes engaged and moving down the page as well as keeping their mind engaged. So again, if you are not a graphic designer like me, there's a great program that you can sign up absolutely free, Canva, canva.com. If you haven't used it, I will link below my beginner tutorial. You'll be up and running in 10 minutes. You can create graphics, you can create PDFs for things like this, presentations, whatever. It's a drag and drop, so all you have to do, if you have a mouse, you can drag whatever you want on there and get up and running in no time. So that's what I recommend. You can use whatever tool you want. Canva just makes it really, really easy. So once you know what you're going to create it in there, and then you are going to start promoting that wherever you connect with your audience. So let's just do a quick recap. Well, before I do that, actually, the bottom line, when you create an irresistible freebie, you want to make sure whatever you're promising to your audience that you're delivering, you need to make sure that you are delivering that, because some people will say, oh yeah, get this amazing thing, and then they send them something that looks like they put it together in 5 minutes, like they don't care at all about their audience. And that's the only thing that your audience has received from you. And just like if you go to a restaurant and you have a bad experience, you're probably not going to go back. So if you send them something that doesn't look professional, or it doesn't seem like a really good answer for the question you claimed it would ask, they're going to feel betrayed. They're going to unsubscribe from your list. they're probably never going to trust you again. I'm not trying to scare you from doing this. I'm just saying, make sure that you answer the question that you say that you're going to answer. That's it. But yes, anybody can do this. It really does not take that long. So let's recap. You're going to make an irresistible freebie. Why are you going to do this? Because you want more leads in your business all the time. This is the salesperson that is working for you 24/7 with the right targeted leads, because why? You are targeting this to your ideal buyer persona, and you find out that question that they have that you can answer for them through Google search, FAQ, looking at social media accounts, whatever, and then you create it and then you promote it wherever you connect with them. I hope that this helps and that you are off and running to create your irresistible freebie. And if you do want help getting that first step done, identifying and creating your buyer persona for any marketing that you do, then go ahead and click the link below and download mine. Or if you just want to see an example of what an irresistible freebie looks like, you can check it out for that reason as well. Thanks for watching. Oh, and look at this beauty here behind me. So this is an amaryllis I actually grew from a bulb, and I am super excited at how it's blooming, and I had to have it in this video because I love gardening and I had to show this off. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great week.